Hey folks, Mark Harrington here, president of Created Equal. I'm joined today with my good friend Eric Scheidler from the Pro-Life Action League to announce a big protest that we're going to be conducting together against against Stericycle nationally on May 22nd. And so we're going to take a few minutes here and we want to bring you up to speed as to why we're doing this. Why is Protest PP, that is Eric Scheidler's organization, Pro-Life Action League, Created Equal, my group, Monica Miller's organization, Citizens for a Pro-Life Action or Pro-Life Society. Why are we doing this? Why are we protesting Stericycle, the largest medical waste company in America and Planned Parenthood's number one medical waste hauler? So we're going to take a few minutes here and kind of explain it to you, and then we're going to ask you to lead a protest in your own community against Stericycle. So I'm going to take a few minutes here, and bear with me. I'm going to take a few minutes and kind of give a little bit of background on this whole project, Weak Link. That is the targeting of medical waste companies. And it started in 2015. We all understand what happened there with the Center for Medical Progress releasing videos of Planned Parenthood talking about selling baby parts. And then there was a video captured at the National Abortion Federation Conference in which David Daleiden videoed Renee Chillian, who's an abortion clinic owner in Michigan, talking about how the medical waste companies are the weak link to the abortion cartel. She said, quote, "We are one incinerator company away from being shut down." That's her. That's an abortion clinic owner saying that the medical waste companies are the weak link. And then we saw the Attorney General of Ohio, Mike DeWine, find that Stericycle was throwing dead babies into landfills. We launched Project Weak Link up there in Lake Forest, along with our friends there at Pro-Life Action League, exposing the CEO and the board of directors. Yours truly, Mark Harrington, and Created Equal were sued after that. 6 months later, thanks to the work of the Thomas More Society, we won that lawsuit. But in the pleadings of that lawsuit, Stericycle disclosed that they had canceled 400 contracts with abortion centers. Now, we thought, well, that's great. However, we kept seeing their trucks showing up at the facilities around the country picking up fetal remains. We wondered, well, what's this all about? So we kept at it, right? I mean, we kept pressuring them, asking the CEO what's going on. And Stericycle's protocol for disposing for fetal remains or for disposing medical waste states that they don't take aborted fetal remains, but we know they do. And how do we know that? Because of investigations in South Carolina and Georgia. Even recently, just last month, I think it was, we have information coming forth that Stericycle is still picking up fetal remains around the country. And so we're going to keep the pressure on, and that's why we believe the next step is a national protest of Stericycle. So, Eric, thanks for being with us today. This has been a long time coming. We've been talking about doing this for a while. Why do you think we should be protesting Stericycle at this point?
Well, I think one of the most encouraging things for us was to see that Charles Alluto, the CEO of Stericycle, actually quit his job. And we could tell, you know, in the way that he sued Created Equal. I like to take credit for having been sued there too as a unnamed co-conspirator.
You were one of the ones up there, flyer in Lake Forest. That's right.
That's right. I mean, it really got to him when we showed up in his neighborhood, and the Created Equal team showed up right at his mailbox in Lincolnshire, Illinois. He was rattled by that. He filed a lawsuit. He was really upset. You know, we've looked at those letters that have come from his attorneys over the years since this project began. Very, very defensive.
Right.
So clearly there's some sensitivity there. The fact that he's left that position and now Cindy Miller is in it at Stericycle is encouraging. It suggests that the pressure is too much for him. The company's stock has tanked in the years since David Daleiden's videos came out.
That's right.
And it seems like a good moment with new leadership over there, maybe willing to listen in a different way, less defensively, and recognizing that what's really in the best interest of the company financially as well as morally to get out of this business. Clearly, Stericycle does not want to be in the abortion business. That's why they have this official policy, and they keep writing these nasty letters saying, look at our official policy. Well, great. Now just enforce it. Put measures
Right.
in place. And the simplest way to do that is to simply dump Planned Parenthood. Why ever show up there and take a chance that you're going to be hauling the corpses of little innocent unborn children who have been killed by Planned Parenthood? Just dump them.
Exactly. Well, the party line, as you well know, and you disclosed very well there, is that Stericycle's party line is that they don't pick up fetal remains, they don't pick up body parts or anything like that. And it can be a couple of things. Either they're just looking the other way and they don't really care, or the abortion mills, they're violating the protocol. Either way, the bottom line is, as long as they're enabling the abortion industry, they need to be held accountable. And so that's why we've been keeping the pressure up. And I just think this is the next logical step to turn up the heat on Stericycle. And as you say, we might have a new opening with Cindy Miller, the new CEO.
Yeah, and another reason to go ahead and go forward with this at this time is that in the intervening years since the last stockholders meeting, I've actually acquired a single share of Stericycle stock, which allows me to go and attend this stockholders meeting in Chicago on May 22nd, the date of this nationwide protest. So I'm going to be going in there. I'm going to be passing out the flyers that Pro-Life Action League has about getting to know Planned Parenthood, what they're really all about, the massive role that they have in abortion right now. 36% of abortions are performed by Planned Parenthood, and Stericycle's hauling the corpses for, we don't know exactly how many of those abortions, but thousands of them. Well, please dump Planned Parenthood. That'll be my message. We're going to be putting up flyers like we did at their stockholders meeting a few years ago in all the bathrooms. So any stockholders who go to relieve themselves will see those signs up on the wall in the restroom. And so we're going to be on the inside. That's another reason for now being the right time for this.
Right. So May 22nd is actually the national shareholders meeting there in Chicago, which you are very providentially located. Pro-Life Action League, you can have an impact on that shareholders meeting. There'll be a protest outside that meeting as well, right?
That's right. We're going to be hosting a protest at the shareholders meeting at 8 o'clock that morning in Rosemont, Illinois, to be technical about it. It's right by Chicago's O'Hare Airport. And then we're going to move the protest on up to the headquarters up in Lake Forest, Illinois, later that morning, so that they can take a little bit of the heat too, right there at the corporate offices. Maybe as they're arriving back from the stockholders meeting, they'll see that we're there too, and to really emphasize the widespread opposition to their involvement in abortion. But a critical part of this whole thing is, at the same time that day, all over the country, we will be having, I'm calling them satellite protests. There's sort of concurrent protests at other Stericycle facilities, at their loading docks, at their waste management facilities, at their offices all around the country. And that's where the viewers of this video come in. We need those local leaders to sign up. And it's a very simple process here. This is not some big, massive protest that's going to require permits and all kinds of complicated steps and procedures. This is you and a group of your friends, half a dozen people showing up outside a Stericycle facility, holding signs that say Stericycle Dump Planned Parenthood. We'll be providing those signs to you. That's all it's going to take to make this protest successful. As long as we have a whole lot of locations around the country, this is going to be very successful and really send a strong message.
Mark Harrington here, president of Created Equal, along with my friend and colleague Eric Scheidler from the Pro-Life Action League, announcing our national protest of Stericycle on May 22nd. And folks, if you want to lead one of these protests, you can go to protestpp.com/sign up. protestpp.com/sign up. And as Eric said, 5 to 10 people will have an impact, and you can set the time during the day you want to go, but we all want to do it on the same day. Again, protestpp.com, sign up if you want to be a leader of one of the protests against Stericycle in your own community. And Eric, you have some other information that might be helpful. We don't want to get into the weeds here too much, but you've done a lot of work to make it easy, so to speak, to conduct one of these.
That's right. I mean, at the Pro-Life Action League, we've been coordinating nationwide protests like this since 2012 when we went after the Obamacare HHS contraceptives and abortifacients mandate, which ultimately led to a nationwide movement and several court cases that handed down victories to pro-life organizations that didn't want to be paying for those kinds of services. So this is something we do. We've been doing now for 7 years. We coordinate these types of events. So we've got a turnkey system. We've got information about how to talk to the police if they turn out, what to do to maybe reach out to the local media. We've got email templates that you can use to send out to your local list of pro-life friends to get involved with this with you. Facebook event tools, really anything that you need in order to pull off a protest like this, we've got the tools for you. And we're also there to help with any questions you have, hunting out the best location. We found that Stericycle's list of locations on their website is not perfectly up to date. So we got some vetting to do there, and we want to help with every step we can, from finding a location to acquiring the signage to getting people to come out and join you and being a part of this very impactful nationwide event.
So folks, again, you can go to protestpp.com, sign up, protestpp.com/sign up to be a leader of a Stericycle protest in your own community. This may be new for you. You might be someone that goes out to the abortion centers and councils or protests. Believe me, this is important because the enablers of abortion, those like Stericycle, I call them soft targets, in that they may not be ideologically pro-abortion. They just do it for the money, more than likely. And we can make this count against that, because we've already seen their stock plummet and so forth. If it's bad business to be involved with the abortion cartel. As I said before, abortion's not healthcare, it's not medicine, and groups like, or companies like Stericycle shouldn't have to want to do anything with that. So that's the pressure we're bringing to them. And, you know, now it's been almost 3 years, Eric, since we launched the campaign against Stericycle. My commitment has always been, I'm not going to let down. I'm not going to give up. We're not going to walk away from this until Stericycle steps away from it and dumps Planned Parenthood. So we're committed long term. And I think pro-lifers need to understand that these enablers, as I call them, are the weak link.
You know, people are looking for a silver bullet. They want some magic solution, whether it's the release of a movie like Unplanned, or whether it's some new video or some kind of flyer or something. There's not, friends. I've been doing this since I was literally 6 years old. Okay. I've been full-time in the pro-life movement since 2002. This thing is not going to go away with a simple solution. It's going to magically appear. It's not going to go away with a court ruling. It's not going to go away. This injustice is not going to end with, lobbying politicians. That's a long-term process. Every step of this is long-term. And this is an important part of it. And we've scored successes. We've gotten landscapers. We've gotten contractors to quit working for the abortion businesses. We've gotten waste management companies to drop abortion providers. Numerous times. Pro-Life Action League and Creative Equal have both scored victories in those areas, as have other groups. So let's press forward on this. This is part of the larger long-term campaign that we all have to be engaged in to end the injustice of abortion and protect the lives of unborn children.
Well, as I've said, folks, go to protestpp.com/sign up if you want to be a leader of the Stericycle protests nationwide on May 22nd. And folks, like Eric said, we have seen success in this area. We've seen Stericycle pull contracts from 400 abortion centers over the last several years. They continue to be defensive about their protocol. We need to keep the pressure on them. And from the abortionists themselves, who say that this is the weak link, that if they can't dispose of babies, they can't kill them. It's simple as that. And when they're saying that, we know it's true. So we need to keep the pressure on, and that's what we're going to be doing, leading this. Protestpp.com/sign up if you want to be part of this, leading a protest to Stericycle nationwide on May 22nd. Eric, if you would, do you have any other marching orders for our listeners and viewers?
Well, I would encourage people to visit the protest how-to page at Protest PP, right there on the Protest How-To link. It's got instructions for all these different steps we've been talking about. Finding that location, recruiting the local people to help you out there on the front lines. If you want to do a media release, that's kind of optional. Working with police, taking good account of what you've done, taking pictures and all that. It's all laid out for you on the how-to page there at protestpp.com. I'd also encourage people to visit projectweeklink.com to see the evidence of what Stericycle's been doing and the successes that have been scored in this battle over the last 3 years to really exploit that weak link of the abortion industry. And then finally, please share this video, share these websites on social media, especially on Facebook, with your pro-life friends. Let people know about this so we can really build a groundswell and find those leaders we need all around the country to help make this project successful on May 22nd.
So once again, go to protestpp.com/sign up if you want to be a leader of Stericycle protest on May 22nd. And folks, before we part with you this afternoon, let me just say this. Be in prayer for Cindy Miller and Stericycle, the leadership. This is an opening, hopefully, with change of leadership at the top. And we're hoping that she would be more open to the idea that it's bad business to be involved with Stericycle or with Planned Parenthood and the abortion cartel. It's not just bad business, it's immoral. It's immoral, it's wrong. And we ask that she would have a change of heart along with the CEO and the rest of the board of directors. So be in prayer for them as we continue to apply the pressure on Stericycle that they might dump Planned Parenthood and help lead a protest in your area. Again, go to protestpp.com/sign up to sign up to lead a Stericycle protest in your community. Eric, thanks for being with us today, and I appreciate your partnership as we continue to put pressure on the enablers of the abortion industry.
Well, I'm excited, Mark. I'm excited to be doing this project with you, and I'm really enthusiastic to work with fellow pro-lifers all over the country on this. So get up there and sign out and find out what's going on, spread the word, and be a part of this historic effort to really target Planned Parenthood's major partner, Stericycle.
Again, protestpp.com/sign up to be a leader of a Stericycle protest in your community. God bless you. God bless America. And remember, America, to bless God.